Hey everybody, I'm Ray,
And I'm Paul.
and we are the Alconauts.
Indeed.
Well, welcome back. Here we are doing another lockdown episode, and we've got something really special in store for you this week. We actually have a general manager of a brewery with us today. So joining us is Morgan Buckley, general manager of Cold Break Brewing out of St. Catharines. Hey, Morgan.
Hey,
Hey
Morgan.
guys, how are you? How's what he's
Doing
David so
pretty
far?
good.
We're doing
Yeah,
well.
We're going to be even better once we crack open this beer.
yeah. I have quite an assortment around me of different styles of beers, so pretty excited to get started here and crack one open.
Excellent,
Well,
excellent.
tell us a little bit about yourself and Cold Break Brewing.
Awesome. Yeah. So my name is Morgan Buckley, as you introduced. I'm a owner and general manager of Cold Break Brewing. We're located in the west end of St. Catharines, right along the wine route. So there's a couple other breweries on the street, but we're mostly surrounded by wineries. We produce very high quality seasonal beer, and we pair it really well with food. That's what we based our entire model off of. We're a fairly large square foot. We're about an 8,000 square foot, 14 barrel brew house. We've been here since about a year, actually. Our year one just happened in December. We were super excited to hit the market and join all the craft breweries right here in Niagara and join the actual community. We're going right now, as everyone's aware, we're going through a bit of a lockdown, so we've changed up a little bit our strategy. But yeah, we've been open about a year now. We've been super excited to join the craft brewing of Niagara.
That's awesome. And you brought us a present. We have
I did.
from your organization the Krispy Cream Ale.
Yes, our Krispy Kreme ale. So I have one here as well. It's a 4.1% ABV beer, lively carbonation beer, very sweet flavoring, very easy drinking, quenching your thirst. I think we should crack one open. They're pretty refreshing. I think it's a great way to start.
All right.
Well, you're a natural. You know what? That was a great idea, Morgan. Let's crack this open.
So Morgan, we're using the traditional conic style pint glass.
Okay.
What do you guys serve this in over there at the brewery?
So we serve this in a pretty iconic pint glass as well, 16 ounce. So here, I'll give you a quick little show. These are our pint glasses.
Very nice.
We have a few different kinds. Some for our lagers, some for our IPAs. We also just released a new glass, which is only 10 ounces for our higher ABV beers. For example, our barley wine and our Baltic Porter.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Well, you got ahead of us there. You're already into the initial taste there. You're drinking before we are.
Did I jump? Did I jump the gun? I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Let's explain the process to our folks out there who are watching us. So basically, what's going to happen is we're going to start off with an initial taste. From there, we're going to formulate an initial opinion about the beer that we're drinking here with Morgan. And then we're going to do a little chit chat, ask Morgan a couple questions. We're going to get our beer to about the halfway point, at which point we're calling that going around the bend. We're going to ask Morgan a few more questions, give him the screws. And then at the very end, what's going to happen is we're going to have some beer left in our glass, and we're going to do the final chug. And whether it's good or bad, no offense, Morgan, we're going to shove this down our throats, and we're going to give our final thoughts and our final score. So that being said, I'm looking forward to this. It's a Krispy Kreme, so you can't go wrong with the name.
Thank you.
Let's try this out, Ray. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Oh, that's nice.
Well, you weren't kidding when you said it's sweet. There's a real inherent
Yeah,
sweetness
definitely.
there. That's good.
But
You can taste it.
It's not an overwhelming sweet, which is what I like.
It's not overwhelming sweet, but there's definitely a sweetness there. It's a very lively carbonation beer, very easy drinking. We came up with the name Krispy actually because obviously it's a cream ale. It's a cool play on of words, but it's a very crisp, smooth drinking beer, similar to a lager, I find.
It's funny because someone was asking us earlier what beer we were going to be drinking with you and Morgan. And as soon as we told them it was the Krispy Kreme beer, they said, "Oh, the donut beer," and I just had to laugh at that.
Yeah, well, we actually changed Krispy from a C to a K, so
Yep.
it's a little different. But again, it sort of just played out. We wanted to call a beer Krispy just because our beer is so easy drinking, and It's very palatable and it goes very well with food. So Krispy was sort of the perfect way to describe this beer, and it just so happened to be a cream ale.
Yeah,
So
it's
what would you pair this with?
So what would I pair this? I would pair our crispy with maybe barbecue or things like barbecue chicken, fried chicken. Um, we have a double deuce burger that we pair it with. That's really nice as well. We do have another beer actually called our Outlier, which is an amber lager, and that's usually what we typically pair with this type of thing. But I would say crispy is the next best option.
Okay, cool. Ray, what's your initial thoughts on this beer so far?
you know what? Crispy is perfect because as soon as I tasted this beer, I thought, man, that is a really crisp, clean beer. Um, now you've called it's a cream ale. My initial thought was a pilsner, just because of
Okay.
that really crisp, nice,
Yep.
sharp
Exactly.
taste. But if this is what cream ales are supposed to be, man, you nailed it. This is I really really like this. I see this being a good barbecue beer.
Yeah,
And
it's a great day beer.
Hmm.
and being the light beer drinker that I am, this is an easy transition for me. This is nice and smooth, easy on the palate. It's nice. It feels light to me. The ABV on this is 4.1%.
That's correct.
So absolutely palatable. Um, I'm I'm really liking the way this is going down.
I
So
really
Yeah,
I like the way that you guys, it is a 4.1% beer, so it would be in the light beer family, but you didn't call it a light beer. I really, really like that.
exactly. Because I think light beer has a bit of a connotation to it, where it's a much lighter beer. There's not so much of a flavor and a taste
Mhm.
to it. But I think in this case, there's a lot of sweetness to the aroma and to the actual flavors, but it is extremely palatable at the same time. So Crispy is a like I said, it's a great day summer beer any time of the week, in my opinion. It's the kind of beer that you can have more than one of. It's not a double style IPA that's 8.5. It's the type of beer that you can have a couple while you're cleaning the garage.
I can definitely have a couple tonight. That's all I can say. this is this is actually pretty good.
Morgan, you guys are in an old, 100-year-old brick building. Can you sort of take us through
Yes.
the journey from a 100-year-old brick building to where you guys are now at your 1 year anniversary? How did you get there, location wise?
Absolutely. It's actually a really interesting story because uh, the building was initially purchased, um, knowing that it was going to basically be a brewery, but we weren't absolutely certain quite yet. We knew that was the journey we were looking to head down, but we weren't exactly sure that this was going to be it. Once we started to get a better understanding and feeling of the actual building itself, we knew 100% that this was a perfect fit for a brewery. I mean, it's a massive 6,000 square foot. It's an old sheet metal facility right here in West St. Catharines. So once we got it, it was obviously took about 2.5, maybe 3 years to sort of get us off the ground before opening. We've renovated it to a full extent. I'd say we tried to keep the original bones of it as much as possible. So I can show you guys a quick little tour if you'd like, but essentially all the brick is the exact same. We've had to change the flooring up a little bit. We've created a 125 seat tap room at the front. We have a very large walk-in fridge. We've also have our brew house, which is a majority of the actual space. It's a 14 barrel brew house. And then out back, we have a pretty cool patio, actually, which actually has the original structure from when it was actually a sheet metal place. A sheet metal factory. So we've made a lot of changes over the last couple of years. But over the last year, I'd say the biggest change really was opening our doors and being a part of the community and allowing friends and families and craft brewers and connoisseurs to actually come in and actually try the space for themselves.
Excellent.
I've seen some of the pictures on your Facebook page of the before and after, and
It's
just
crazy.
it's absolutely crazy. Like and we'll post them up here on the video. It's amazing the transformation from where you guys started all the way to where you are now. That is just an amazing project in itself. I do have a different kind of question for you.
Okay. It
Do
sounds
you
hard, but I'm
remember?
ready.
It's not. Do you remember your first beer? And does that experience or beer have anything to do with what you're doing now in terms of the recipes you put out?
That's a very good question. It's a hard-hitting question. I would say I do remember my first beer. Yes.
What was
I
it?
I believe my first beer was a Corona, and I remember where I was standing. I don't know if we want to get into all the specifics right now, but I remember my first Corona. Yeah, no, I remember. We were living with my parents. I was obviously rather young. I think I must have been rather young, I believe. And we were heading out to a party, and I put together, I think, 6 Coronas, and I had one before we went. Yeah, that was a very, very long time ago. And I would say our brewery and that experience have zero correlation, I have to think. The type of beer we make is not at all like Corona. And a lot of the recipes actually come from our head brewer. So my partners and I come together and we talk about the actual type of beer that we want to produce. But the recipes really come down from the head brewer. His name is Jeff Kaldma. He was actually at Bench Brewing prior to here. He's been here since the beginning with us. So he's really the key and the master behind all the flavor of our beer. And in my opinion, he's done a phenomenal job.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and you could tell him this is a great beer. I'm
one of his favorites.
I'm getting ahead of ourselves, so I'm saying let's have a couple more sips. We'll get ourselves around the bend, and we'll discuss a little bit more about your brewery. So sip, and cheers, boys.
Cheers,
everyone.
Yeah,
so while we're taking our final sips. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Paul, I'm well around the bend already. I'm finding this really, really easy to drink. So as you can see on the style glass we use, that's where we get the around the bend from.
Yep.
So
I have a very similar bend as well. I'm probably a good 2 sips short.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this is really easy to drink. Like, we're having a conversation, and it just goes down so easy. It's a smooth drink. I'm really enjoying this. I've got a hint of something on my tongue. I don't know. Is there a slight hoppiness to it?
Well, there are hops in all of our beer. Sorry about that.
Right. I do that all the time.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I took a big gulp there. There are hops in all of our beer. I wouldn't say I taste a lot of the hops in this beer.
No, it's very mild.
Very, very mild. Yeah, absolutely. But there's definitely hops in it.
Yeah, I just noticed on the list of ingredients there, Morgan, that there's actually corn in this one. So that must be where that sweetness comes from. And
you got it.
Maybe what Paul's feeling on his tongue.
That's exactly what it is. It's definitely corn. We also use corn in a couple of our beers, but it's definitely biggest in our Krispy.
I don't hear about too many beers that have corn in it, so I don't know if that's something that's an industry thing or if this is a cold break thing.
No, it would be pretty standard across all craft breweries to use corn in a wide variety of their beers.
Well, that's what I get for being a light beer drinker.
You definitely have a lot of corn in the beers you drink, I presume. You
know what? I until we've done this show, I've never even bothered to look at the ingredients. So
really,
I just put it in my mouth, drink it, and then expect a certain result by the end of the night. But now that I wouldn't say I'm forced to, but I'm trying to learn more about the beers we're drinking to get a better understanding of what is actually going into my mouth. And for just to see the ingredients, if I go over them right now, you've got water, malted barley, corn, yeast, and hops. That sounds pretty healthy.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I tell myself anyways. But yeah, it's definitely pretty healthy, quote unquote. It really comes from the fermentation, which changes a lot of the process about the health, obviously. But no, I mean, there's not a ton of ingredients in beer, right? Something as simple like a rice lager, like a Bud Light, very basic, not a lot of ingredients.
You mentioned just before we went around the bend there about your recipes and your brewmaster. How many different beers do you typically have on tap at any given time, or canned in your outlet there for purchase? And how do you did mention that your brewmaster comes up with most of the recipes, but do you get input on that? How do you guys finally come down with, okay, this is what's going in cans, this is what we're going to feature?
Yeah, That's a great question, and a lot of it stems from speaking with our customers, looking at data, what beers are being purchased, our reviews. We look at Untapped. We have conversations internally, but right now we always keep around 8 beers on tap. So we have everything from IPAs, sours. We have a lager, a cream ale, our barley wine, amber. We have dark beers like our Baltic Porter. So we always have around 8 beers on tap, and we rotate them quite frequently. When our doors are open, depending on the season, we have different types of sours. So right now we have a blueberry sour, which is our Endless Summer, but then Endless Summer will be raspberry again in the springtime. And then it'll fall over into peach, and then who knows what's next after that. But it really is also depending on the season. So we actually have a new bottling line that's being released. Today we actually released the first 2. So we bottled our Pim Tau, which is a Baltic Porter, and we bottled our hashtag Sabra, which is a hazy IPA.
Wow.
So aside from that, right now we have 3 other beers canned. We have our Sublime, which is our fan favorite, biggest seller, our Sublime IPA. Number 2, we have what we're all drinking tonight, our Krispy Cream Ale. And number 3 would be our Endless Summer with blueberries. So Endless Summer and our sours actually took off astronomically over the last couple of months and during the summer, and we actually became known for our sours. So our Endless Summer blueberry sour is our biggest seller yet, and we've had that in the can shop for about a few months now.
I'm getting pretty close to. I'm way ahead of you guys. Where are you at, Morgan?
I haven't shown yet, so let me come right back. I'm pretty close.
Ray,
I think we're there.
you ready for that? Are you guys ready for the final chug?
Let's do it.
I think I can do it.
This is where we take this. So here's what usually happens is we chug it back, and then it's glass to the table. Usually the loser has to do a shot or has a penalty. Obviously, you being a guest, we're going to exempt you from this.
Oh, wow. That's very polite.
I'm thinking, Ray, this was suggested today. I think loser has to do a poem about beer.
Oh, that's a good one.
I saw that, and I tried to delete it before you got a chance to see that.
I think this could work.
All right. Well, let's see what happens here.
Let's do that. Let's do the final chug.
On 3.
Cheers, okay. Morgan. Cheers, Ray.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
On 3. And glass to the table. Ready? 1,
okay.
2, 3.
Wow, Morgan gave me a run for my money there.
I hate both of you. What? Oh,
I think I'm not writing that poem.
You're definitely not.
You are not doing that poem. Oh God! But you know what? This is probably one of the easiest ones for me to throw down the back of my throat. I can tell you that much. Let's give our final thoughts on this, Ray. What are you thinking about this beer?
I really, really enjoyed that. This is definitely a beer for the fridge. Definitely see these in the fridge in the summer. Absolutely. Yep. It's I love barbecue. I barbecue all year long. I will stand out there in a snowstorm and drink a beer while I'm grilling, and I could totally see this being one of my go-tos.
A score out of 5? What are you thinking?
I'm giving it a 4.5.
4.5?
Yep, okay. 4.5. It's almost a 5. I don't know. I haven't had a 5 beer yet. That's
a good answer.
It's a 4.5. Absolutely. I don't know what a 5 beer is. It's going to be one of those things that when I taste it, I go, wow.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I really enjoyed this from the very beginning to the very end. It's very smooth, easy transition for me. Has some great flavors to it. I honestly think this is something I would definitely buy. This is something I would definitely stock in my fridge. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to give this a 4.5, and I'm usually pretty particular about beers. So this is in my range. This is a 4.5. This is a good beer. I'm on the same page as Ray. I'm waiting for that beer that says you can now die. But this is
you've had the best beer in the world.
Yeah,
this is a good beer. I highly recommend it. So absolutely fantastic. So 4.5 for me. I'm not too sure what the internet would score on this. We'll throw that score in here if I can find it. But Ray and I are on the same page. It's a great beer. So Krispy Kreme Cream Ale by Cold Break Brewing. Fantastic beer.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
And
So I'll go ahead, Ray.
I was just going to say, Morgan, I think you got something special here for us, something in celebration of your 1 year anniversary at Cold Break. Do you want to sort of introduce us to what we're going to try next here?
Yes, absolutely. So what we have here, do you guys each have a bottle there?
We do.
Yes,
should, right?
absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
So what we have here is our year 1 anniversary release. This came out, I believe, on Christmas Eve, or probably a couple days before Christmas Eve. It is a British-style barley wine that was aged in whiskey barrels. So we actually have whiskey barrels. We have about 16 in-house. We age this for about 8 months within them. It's a very winter warmer style beer. Regardless, it's still definitely a sipping style beer at 10.5 ABV. It's known for its complex caramel, toffee, and sort of a touch of fruitness. The whiskey barrel definitely added a lot of aroma and flavor to it, but I'd recommend opening it, giving it a swirl, smelling it, and we could talk about the aromas a little bit and then maybe give it a try.
Thank you very much, Morgan, for the fantastic glasses.
Oh, no problem. Yeah. These are, I wouldn't know. I know the exact specifics of the type of glass, to be brutally honest. But we knew we needed a 10 ounce glass because of the actual, the increase in ABV on the style of beer. It was also aged in whiskey barrels, and it's sort of a whiskey style glass, but it also looks like a bit of a stem, like a wine,
I can smell the whiskey.
A stemless wine glass. Thank you, Ray.
You're welcome.
So it sort of plays on both ends, the wine and the whiskey.
Am I crazy for thinking that I can smell a little bit of whiskey in this?
Oh, wait till you taste it. Yeah, you can definitely smell it.
Let me try this out here. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's not what I expected at all.
Not at all.
No, it's not.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is extremely unique.
Well,
what we're going to do right now is we're going to give you an opportunity, Morgan, to talk about what's coming up for Cold Break, what you guys have planned in the future, and any events that you might want to promo. This is all about you. We want to thank you very much for being here with us, and we're going to enjoy this while you're talking.
Perfect. Before I get started, I'm also going to enjoy another little sip here if you guys don't mind.
Wow.
So,
well, cheers.
Cheers. So right now, Cold Break Brewing, during the current lockdown in Ontario, we have changed up a little bit of our business in the way that we're actually working with the community and offering our products to the community. So we do have an online shop available. So on coldbreak.ca, you can actually order our cans and bottles for same-day delivery. That is everything from our cans to our bottles, and we're also offering a righteous beer package on that. So we have a bit of a righteous platter with our partner, the Righteous Monger, who owns and runs the kitchen. We're doing a bit of a charcuterie board and 6 beers, so that's a bit of a package that's available on the website as well. So you can either order for delivery or pickup. We also do have our bottle shop and can shop open at the front from 12 till 6 Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday through Sunday, it's 12 till 8. The Righteous Monger is doing takeout food, anything from Savage fries to our double deuce burger, bucket of fried chicken, our whole new pretzel. That's available Wednesday through Sunday, 4 to 8 p.m. So we're super excited about having our online shop open available to the community, as well as our can shop and bottle shop. So right now like I said, we're doing both online for delivery and pickup, as well as in person. So if you have an interest in craft beer, we'd love to see you. We're located down on 193 St. Paul Street West, right down in the west end of St. Catharines. And our online shop is coldbreak.ca.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And this is probably one of the most unique things I've ever drank. This is absolutely like the flavors are just, it's confusing my brain in a good way. So thank you very much for your year 1. This is a must-have if you're gonna throw something into your fridge just to try out. It is a very unique taste.
It's super complex. There is so much going on in this small glass, and now I understand why you recommended these glasses for this particular
Yes.
beverage. I mean, that's not a whole lot of beer, but that is a
No,
whole
it's not.
lot of year one barley wine.
We're calling it a winter warmer because it really is a beer to be shared with friends and family. And that's what we're all about here at Cold Break Brewing. It's taking a cold break in your life and experiencing new things. And that's exactly what this beer is. It's a celebration of our year one being open. It's in celebration of Christmas. It's in celebration of being with friends and family, and supporting one another through these difficult and uncertain times. And I think year one sort of wraps all that together in a small 10-ounce glass.
You know what? You did a fine job in regards to this beverage. It is fantastic. I have to say, if you guys are out there, you want to try something new, this is definitely something you've got to try. Definitely try all the beers from Cold Break Brewing. Morgan, we want to thank you very much for being on the show.
One last question before I head out of here and you guys kick me out. Why don't you just give us a two-liner of your poem, or what are you brainstorming for your poem?
All right, here's the poem. And it's the complete poem. Beers are good for your heart. The more you drink, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So drink your beers at every meal.
I like it.
And with that,
Bit of a ripoff.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Ray.
I don't see a lawyer.
and this is Morgan from Cold Break Brewing Company. Thank you very much for coming. And we are the Alconauts.
Catch you next time.
Take
folks.
care, everyone.